Right, hello. Um, just going to deliver some Scottish Republic news today, this morning. Hands off a referendum. I posted this Saturday 11th August of this year. And what I'd written was it was interesting to listen to Radio Scotland this morning and hear different views on the referendum being legislated by Holyrood. The opposing view was that the independence referendum was decision making. This of course is nonsense. Independence referendum is in fact consultative and merely asks the views of the Scottish public on independence. No doubt there will be many more commentators willing to discredit the referendum between now and 2014. What is clear is that we get a referendum by 2014 and we should only accept a change in any legislation coming from Westminster impacting on Holyrood, providing there's no strings attached. So that's what I'd written then. And in July the 13th, yes to freedom and no to halfway house. Quandary for unionist parties. As latest poll shows Scots in favour of significant change. It was a recent article on Newsnet Scotland. A recent survey showing over 60% of Scots wanting major constitutional change, with only less than 30% content to favour the status quo. The survey was carried out by TNS-BMRB, showed support for independence had fallen 3 points in 6 months, going from 26% to 23%. However, it also showed a similar fall for those support no change, dropping from 32% to 29%. According to the survey, the most popular option amongst the electorate was for Devo Max option, the so-called option Devo Max, which calls for all powers with the exception of foreign affairs and defence to be transferred from Westminster to Edinburgh, with 37% saying they would opt for Devo Max in the ballot paper and 23% desiring full independence. The mood among Scots is now one of a significant transfer of powers. And the source for that was newsnetscotland.com. Now, what I'd written was, while SNP welcome this appetite amongst most Scots for progress and a fairer society through significant control over our destiny, they correctly remind us of the benefits of independence. The dangers of a multi-option referendum and so-called Devo Max are nevertheless apparent amongst clear talk of real independence. Devo Max has not been clearly defined, particularly largely ignored by unionists opposed to significant change. In fact, unionists are divided between those that want substantial powers and those that want very limited powers under devolution. Perhaps they fear it would signal a move towards eventual full independence. Devo Max. On the contrary, one could also argue that any halfway house option in the ballot paper could set back the struggle for true freedom for years if Scots thought that this could be a safe option short of independence. Even substantial devolution powers would leave control of defence and foreign affairs at Westminster. This would mean we would be unable to rid ourselves of Trident from Scottish shores, and so also what would remain is a poorly equipped army expected to fight Britain's dirty wars with no end in sight. When most Scots sceptical about wars such as what happened over Iraq and Afghanistan, coupled with a distaste for Trident nuclear weapons on Scottish soil, the last thing they need to do is to vote to retain the status quo. That's why I support single question referendums such as do you want Scotland to be an independent country? The yes-no to independence be supported also by political respected MSPs such as former SNP MP Margaret MacDonald. Meanwhile, the Scottish Government has stated it will still wait to find out the results of the consultation, which we'll know by next month, before making a decision on the number of questions on the ballot paper. So it's unclear whether it will result in the end with a second question in the ballot paper. So, onward and forward, keep the fight and arguments for independence simple and straightforward. Just have one question on the ballot paper, and together we can win without allowing the risk of the Scottish people voting for a halfway house. We can win with one question, yes, no, if the groundwork is covered by individuals and organisations working with Yes Scotland, the campaign for yes to independence. We can sway independence, we can sway public opinion for independence in our favour, despite the opinion polls, surveys, media and our unionist enemies in the no camp. Right. Remember, next month, I'll just finish off by saying that on the 22nd of September of this year there is a march and rally for Scottish independence. The march and rally for Scottish independence will include Alex Salmond, Margaret MacDonald, Dennis Canavan, Patrick Harvey, Dougie MacLean and many more will speak and perform for the attendees. This promises to be the largest gathering in support of Scottish independence in a generation. The march leaves at 11 AM from the Meadows in Edinburgh and makes its way to Princess Street Gardens where the rally will be held. A day for all the family with speakers, entertainers, face painters, stalls, etc. For full details and to volunteer to be part of this historic day, go to www.independenceforscotland.com, and details can be found by clicking on the picture links on the Scottish Republic weblog for the rally. And also, if you want to sign the declaration for the Yes campaign for independence, that is also there on my Scottish Republic weblog, which you can find if you go to scotsrepublic.com. And I'll be back with more Scottish Republic news sometime soon again. Thank you.